Can you guys hear me? I think you jabrones can hear me now. Yeah? My fucking little Tommy thing is moving. All right, now it's replaying here. Oh, that's why, because I got the thing open. I gotta just pause that. All right, people. We are up and going here at the Tommy Boy streams. How are we looking? We got the Patty C up in this ma. Good to see ya. Got the Donovan, Cat Eyes, Bill Evans, Ed's in here. We got the Grim Dog, um, Virgin Ryan, Sabby, Dean. Good to see you, Telly. I don't do anything, my guy. But yeah, I get the whole L thing now. I'm new. I need to do a intro, and then I'll probably have to learn about the fucking the rules and regulations up in here. But I think it'd be nice to play some music, play some clips. Um, so fuck you, FCC. I'm actually usually pretty good about this. What I had to fucking do was pop on those AirPods. So I am not on my laptop mics, but I'm on the AirPods. So hopefully I'm coming through in Dolby surround sound. I'm not really sure what happens if somebody tries to come up. Is there? I probably invite. I would assume it was invite. Happy to have somebody up if they want to come up, or I can just be an asshole up here by myself for a little bit. We'll keep it short tonight, people. Um, this will kind of be a how do I want to say? This will be a space for just about everything. Come up here, speak your mind, talk politics, sports, socio-economical events, um, whatever it may be. It's quite the day today. I think it was productive. And hopefully it's just everyone's just living their best lives. Yeah, Chuck Dog can come up in here. She can come up in here. I ain't got no issues with her coming here. I mean, I can't say not to drag Ed, because I mean I drag everyone, but I think we like playful dragging up in here, LARP. Um, everyone, everyone's a human, right? Except for FCC. Fuck that guy. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Um, but yeah, let's see what else we got going on in the chat. So I felt like this was a good little title. The chat shall inherit Thaa Earth. I don't tend to drag Thaa that much, but I do love the Thaa thing. I think that was Alex who came up with that. It's pretty fucking clever. And I'm gonna ride those fucking coattails. So yeah, there we go, Grem Dogs. We got some interesting news on the in the YouTube streets tonight. Let's talk Todd. Todd's up here. You're fucking telling me Todd's over here he's getting what was it, misdemeanor charges? Um fucking It's pretty crazy, but it sounds right in Todd's wheelhouse, I gotta say. Todd, if you're listening, the fucking, what is it? Um kind of, it sounds like it was some sort of domestic dispute between your neighbors. Oh, is this Chuck Dog in here? Oh wait. So okay, so no, so I see that she's down here. All right, so I see that she's down here. I need to make myself big though, right? So that she doesn't, if it's not Chuck Dog, because that would be pretty fucking comical, right? For somebody to fucking, start this fucking thing off with oh no, that's share screen. All right, let me do a big overlay. Oh no, that's share screen. Okay, oh, just me, solo layout, Chuck Dog. I mean, who knows? I don't know what's gonna happen. Is it Chucky's? Is it Chuck? I'll pay if you pay. I'll pull up if you pay me. No, I'm not gonna fucking. What are you kidding me? Oh, it's not you. Okay, well, thank you, Chuck Dog. Appreciate that. I don't know who that is. So so what? So you can just see them on this bottom thing, and then they're. All right, thank you, Chuckles. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's a good catch on you. See, so that's where you guys are usually saying like don't have them fucking or show their faces down there. Get out of here, you fake chuckles. Oh yeah, see that's fucked up. It's the fucking shit again. Assholes banned from studio. I won't stand for that shit. That shit I won't stand for. Um, that was that stupid ass shit that happened on Locks. I have no problem. I am not in here for the fucking clout. If somebody wants to come up here and put up fucking um, someone else's shit like that, yeah, get the fuck out of here. We do have a bit of values around here, so I don't know who that was, but you're a fucking piece of shit. I don't know how that makes you fucking sleep better at night, but get fucked. Um, anyways, so on to the what was I talking about? Todd. Oh yeah, so fucking Todd over here pulling up, dude. I don't really. I'm not the best with the fucking whatever it is, the law, the legal system. But I don't know really how you get fucking arrested. I mean, I guess he bailed out. I guess that's how that works, right? Bondsman and shit like that. Um, so I mean, I guess good on him, and I think he gets that money back. But if I think if he's not convicted, if the charges get dropped, so who knows? Hearts in the chat. No, don't. Never mind. Take that back. No, none of that bullshit. Okay, so let's set a couple things here. No fucking hearts in the chat bullshit around here. Nobody gives a fuck, right? Other thing, I don't want to be seeing everyone talking about like, hey, 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 like seeing each other. Like we all see you're in the fucking chat together. Just be in the fucking chat. Chat in the chat. But it's not like we're meeting at the fucking train station around here. Am I right? So just you guys, I probably shouldn't say, oh yeah, tell you fucking yeah. I was just about to say, I probably shouldn't say that, and then here we go. So fuck me, am I right? I'm learning as we go. We'll get there, people. We'll get there. Slowly but surely. We're gonna build a land of fucking misfits over here in the Tommy Boy sphere. We're not even part of a fucking community. I owe nothing to anyone. All right, to no one. I have no allegiances. Ray, that guy can get fucked. Did you see the thumbnail? Can you believe that guy wears shoes like that? Ooh, we got FCC. So I think this is FCC. Oh, okay. Oh.
Yo.
Okay, good. So I did it right. All right, I did it right. All right.
Yeah, we're learning. You're learning here. That's good.
Hey, look at this! Hey, look at this! We got the boys up in here. 5 minutes. Yeah, we're gonna keep this short. We're gonna keep this short.
That's what she said.
Ray,
I just came here to increase the toxicity.
With that kind of voice, that kind of just that kind of kept me up. I'm not gonna be lying to you up here as the panel king.
So you figuring out the tools, Tommy?
Yeah, this StreamYard thing's pretty crazy. Look at this, fellas. Look at this. Like, I am so much better than you two. Why doesn't anyone else do this? Like, get the fuck over there to the side of the fucking screen, you jabronis. What are you fucking talking about?
You're like a fucking boomer that just discovered like DSL internet,
Yeah.
I don't have to unplug my phone. I can talk on the phone and I can be online.
This is my house. This is my palace. You guys fuckers stay on the side over there. Oh, that's cool. All right, so then how do I so when I push show, that's how I show. Oh, Bill, so we got that, Bill. Yeah, we hear you. I'm all about that. Yeah, he probably heard me talking when I was in the Euro land about some investment stuff. We'll talk stocks, we'll talk sports, we'll talk soap operas up in here. I don't really give a fuck, I'm a millennial. I'm single. I'm shallow. I'm empty as a man. My old man hates me. I love my mom dearly. My brother's gay. I don't really know what else I should be telling you guys around here. So,
just do what Ed does when he goes on his own panels. He just like goes to sleep.
I know. And I feel like this is what I got to do is to keep the vibe up, though, right?
Yeah. Can we just call out some of the fucking hypocrisy though in the community that was on full display today, right?
Yeah, air it out.
I don't want to get too political, but I will say, I have two examples. One calls out just general hypocrisy, and one calls out the clear racism that we have living in this community, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll start with the racism just to get it out of the way, because nobody likes racism except for racist people. And I might be using the RACIST or an RAYCIST version of racism. So you'll have to figure this out. Ray gets on Ed's panel today, and he's boasting about Bupac's catch and how he caught this guy from Afghanistan, kind of evoking 9/11, anti-Arab, feelings in people. And I say that's interesting because the day before, Bupac caught a fucking January 6th loser, right? Verified January 6er. But They don't want to talk about that. They would rather focus on the Sandrats of the Middle East than the fucking Tommy boys of January 6th. Everybody got really quiet.
Dude, so that first off, that actually happened, huh?
Yeah, man.
And how was it confirmed? Was it during, before, after the catch, or what?
Oh, the guy said it. He, he said it. He admitted that he was part. He's part of one of the groups, one of the networks, the something 3%ers. I forget what. AP3, American Patriot 3%ers. AP3.
incel is also acceptable.
Yeah. So that's one. And then number two, which you could just categorize in the bin of general hypocrisy. I'm not going to get into Ed's shit. It's his shit to deal with. But there's this case, whether it's open or not. Maybe it's kind of like the dangling chat. We're not really sure if it's going to stay on or not. But then Todd comes into the chat and he's like, yeah, I got arrested today, guys. Fuck, I mean, this man is a criminal. Todd Sargent is a criminal. He was arrested. He was in jail for committing crimes. That's why you are arrested.
What was the crime that Todd was arrested for?
Disturbing the peace, dude. Disturbing the peace. Like, if you take your First Amendment, freedom of speech, freedom of movement, freedom of press, like, our freedoms are critically important to us, and they should be. And disturbing the peace is the slow killer of our culture. It's a crime that kind of eats around the edges of our ability to live in a peaceful and harmonious society. And people like Todd Sargent are out there fucking disturbing it. And he gets arrested for it, and he gets bailed out, and he's on a panel like it's no fucking big deal. I'm done.
Say less. Alexa, play Disturbing the Peace by Ludacris.
That by Ludacris from Spotify.
This is Tommy Boy's face up in his mouth. So what happens? Am I going to get is Luda coming for me or no?
Bro, you need to get back right now.
Alexa, stop.
And show this panel a little Southern hospitality.
All right, sorry guys. I was just showing. That's my soundboard. Well, that's my automated soundboard. I'll get a real soundboard when I start getting donos. Oh, donos.
Yeah, I think you'll get struck on that, but that's just what I've heard from word of mouth.
So what does that mean? Struck? Does that mean people are coming for me?
I think so.
All right, hold on. I got to go to. Okay, so I add this. This is going to be Donovan. Donovan's coming up. The chat and people of the Tommy Boy stream. I'd like to introduce you to the Mike Cerrone of our community. Give a round of applause. Is that you? Is that you behind me? I'm a fat guy. Is that you behind me, Donovan?
I'd probably cover you.
Okay, we can all be equals here.
No body shaming, gentlemen. No body shaming.
I probably weigh the most.
I was shoe shamed on the fucking start of this panel.
Bro, the minute that video was posted, like, I screenshotted that image of your shoes because I'm like, what the fuck are those? and you're catching in those, and if you have to run after somebody, like,
What
can you
were
run
they?
in those things?
I could shuffle.
What were they? What kind of footwear? What
They
are
were
we
like
talking
lady. They were like lady canvas clogs.
They were
Hey
definitely.
dude.
They were
Clogs.
100% from. They were 100% from Payless. 100% from Payless.
Hold on. Let Ray answer. What kind of shoes were you wearing?
They were those were the Air Catch ones. You can't find them unless they're on a private merch site.
Well, it sounds like a sports shoe, right?
Sort of, yeah.
It's
I
a
mean,
hybrid.
they're talking shit. What the fuck? You have a sports shoe on?
Yeah. No
Dude,
back,
did you see-
dude. No back.
Yeah, they were slide-ins.
We need an investigation about this one, I think.
I mean, they were
Ray,
gayer than.
did they
than
have
Sperry.
the wheels in the bottom where you can like click the wheel and you can like slide?
No,
Those are
dude,
awesome.
but I'm definitely getting a pair of Heelys, that's for sure.
Oh,
Later, Chuck Dog. Smash that subscribe button. Por favor. If everyone can smash that subscribe button, I'd be much appreciated. I'm on a tear. I'm on a crusade. I'm actually on a
Yeah.
crusade.
Bye,
To
Chuckles.
speak about crusades is fucking top sheets. What do you guys think about the top sheets? Like flat sheets.
I've never really thought much of what's the other thing called that goes around the bed like a skirt, but there's another
No,
word too.
That's the duvet
yeah, the
is what.
bottom skirt.
Duvet,
Yeah.
thank you, duvet. That's what I was trying to
Duvet.
say.
Yeah, that's fucking high class right there.
You guys would not last a day in Europe. I tell you what, not a day.
All right, so top sheets. I like top sheets. I endorse them.
Okay, we got one endorser. Ray has no idea. FCC, he's Mexican,
I think
so he
it depends.
sleeps under a
I sleep
basement.
under a
Dude,
cactus.
if my wife didn't change if
think it
my wife
depends.
didn't
Go ahead.
change the linens, I don't know how often I would change bedding.
Yeah.
I'm being honest.
Ray
Facts.
wouldn't even have a bottom sheet.
No, I would wrap myself up in a blanket like a burrito.
Yeah.
It's pretty much what I do. I think it depends on the weather, Tommy boy. Your
So yeah,
climate,
they actually have that. So they don't have top sheets or flat sheets, however you want to put it in Europe. So I was bitching about that. I had to go to the market, and it turns out they have two separate comforters. They have summer comforters and winter comforters.
Guys, I just came up here to tell everyone that I'm leaving the community.
You're leaving. This guy's gonna fucking ruin my stream already with this fucking bullshit. Okay, just say
it. Ray, how you doing, Ray?
Yes. I'm doing good. How about you, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
I called you earlier.
I know, man. I get confused with that text now thing. It's like that app is sketchy, man. Because if like you call me or if I text you, if I hit the wrong place on my phone, it's like a porn ad for like Asian women. Ugh.
Oh,
Been searching too much.
I'm gonna find my Rochelle tomorrow.
So that's how you guys talk through text now. So your numbers are still.
Mine is, yeah. Mine is, yeah. But yeah, Ray, you're sounding a little bit defeated, tired, or defeated, or both. Not sure. I get the tired part. Everybody's tired. I mean, everybody that's on that catch, you guys are going like so hard for a long period of time, both physically and emotionally, probably drained.
You guys had to do some swimming though, right, Ray? Come on.
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
Was there a hot tub in that place or what?
There was no hot tub. There was no hot tub. Just a pool.
Let's fucking crucify this guy, FCC. Let's get him.
That's right, man. Well, it's actually Sam's fault. Where the fuck is Sam?
Yeah, where is Sam? You know.
They don't have hot tubs in fucking Florida though.
Bro, I was just in Texas. Those motherfuckers had hot tubs down there.
Florida's different.
Telly sells Telegram. That's another thing. This is probably what this is going to be. PatCon's probably out of here, but this is going to be like me just like fucking connecting things to Europe. But I tell you what, yeah, I dated this girl for a bit, and she used Telegram. I'm like, that's fucking crazy. And I was like, why? And I was like, because like fucking crazy radicals and pedophiles use that in the States, you know? Like nobody uses Telegram like legitimately here, right? Am I right?
I mean, I use not Telegram.
WhatsApp.
I've never heard of Telegram besides this community.
Yeah, those fuckers pretty much exclusively use WhatsApp. They don't even use iMessage. It's weird. And yes, Cat Eyes, he did. He said he's leaving. He's upset with me for creating the Tommy Boy channel. I had Chuck Dog up in here. Patcon, confirmed Telegram user. Okay, we're getting some credibility. We're building some credibility. We'll keep this going. Okay.
I use Signal.
The fuck is Signal, FCC? What are you in
It's for
Silicon
all.
Valley?
It's for all my like drug dealers. They use Signal.
Here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing that you bring up there, FCC. The drug dealers, well, the most of them allegedly don't use WhatsApp in Europe. They make you use iMessage. Allegedly.
Interesting. Yeah, allegedly, right, to deliver your stuff in
Dude,
little.
it was at the 25-minute mark that we realized that Tommy Boy's channel died.
Am I fucked?
This is a pretty terrible panel.
Ray, get the fuck out of here. How do you, Alexa, how do you kick someone off a StreamYard?
I don't know that.
You don't know? Bitch. Sorry, I don't like the, sorry, Alexa. I should figure out how to do that though, huh?
Is Ed still live or no?
I don't have an answer for that.
I think he's live and sleeping. Donovan forced JT Colfax to rage quit. And then it was just Donovan, and then now I think it's just Ed. He's sleeping probably.
No, I think he ended it. He ended it.
Okay, good.
Donovan.
I
He said something
got
about
so
Donovan.
much shit. I got so much shit from people for fucking referencing a troll on the shirtless pred catch.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
So the guy's like, "You're gonna kill me." I'm like, "No, no one's here to harm you." I said, "It's not like I got a sniper out in the haystacks." And then I told him I was busting.
Shit.
Then I told him I was busting his LARPs.
That's what this is going to be. This is going to be the panel. We get the Patty C, because I also saw somebody else using Patty C. I definitely coined the term Chuck Dog. I ain't got no problems with Chuck Dog. I like the name, but that's what we're gonna get. We're gonna get the trolls up here. Not that Chuck Dog is one, but Patty C, Haystack, LARP, come up here, break bread.
Yeah, they'll
They'll never come up. They'll never come up.
Patcom and Sniper came on at the same time.
We're building bridges, one panel at a time here at Tommy Boy Studios.
What are we building a bridge to?
Solidarity and confinement and claustrophobia. Well, I'll get
Like
up
I
here.
said, this-
Don't say it. Don't say it. Nobody wants it. You know what? Oh, that's a news layout. That's here. We're all to equals. Actually, why doesn't anyone use this? Oh no, that doesn't work. Oh, look at me. It's just me. Fuck you guys. What's that little thing that Chuck Dog uses? What's that little thing that you make all the things? How do you do that? You got to do that somewhere else?
She's become quite hostile. I understand she's upset, but I'm like, do something about it. Don't just continue to be angry. But
Yeah, and that
she's mad.
no, I think that's got to go with being said. I mean, people got to get over their shit. You guys can drag the shit out of me in that chat all you want.
Yo, Ken.
What?
Haystack just said that him and PatCon can't be on the same panel at the same time. If I found out they were the same individual, I would. I don't think my heart could take that.
Your entire brain might explode at that point.
It's funny seeing now that I can see this stuff on my computer. Like, Haystack, where did that fucking icon come from? Is that the guy from Of Mice of Men?
No, that's not Lenny or George. What the fuck you talking about, dude?
Does that look like Lenny?
I thought his picture was actually Yoel Romero, but I don't think it is. I think I'm wrong.
I did a Google reverse image search on Haystack's thumbnail, and it goes back to an LL Bean catalog from 1983.
There's no way. There's no way.
If you
LL
made
Bean was
that
good.
up, that was a fucking great one. But is that true?
It's not true.
You
It's
have
me.
a fucking great mind. I'll tell you that.
And Haystack, then I ain't gonna fuck with you, pal. You my friend. And why was somebody saying so? Like, what's the deal? Like, somebody was saying that it's crazy I don't have mods. Like, like what do mods really
Yeah.
do?
What is this? Fucking. Where are we? What country are we in?
Well, right now we're in the United States of America, but shortly I'll be streaming from Europe, and I'll get on when I'm all hammered at like 4
Yeah.
a.m.
And then, but at least when
Dude,
you go back there,
if you
you'll
get
have
really
like a day.
drunk, if you get really drunk and go on panel, nothing bad can happen.
Never.
Yeah,
No.
I've seen that in the spiral, downturn that is Ray or racism.
and you won't wake up the next day feeling like, oh my God, what happened last night? And why is
Listen.
and why am I still alive?
I owe you fuckers nothing. I will burn this place to the ground. This is my palace to burn down. Wait till I get. Who do I talk to about getting like the intro videos? Who do I DM about that? Who do I IG about that?
That's Dude, did you title tonight's panel "The Chat Shall Inherit the Earth"?
Yeah.
Oh,
That was me.
I appreciate the nod on that one. That's the chat shall inherit the dude. You were a fucking troll. FCC was a troll.
And it's
I don't
true.
know.
Look at what panel you're on now, and look at the fucking icons. Look at the size of my motherfucking icon. Tommy want wingy.
Jesus.
That's,
Damn.
you know what else could never go wrong is trying to talk to Tom. I'm glad you did that because no one's ever tried that before, and it's never ended up badly for them.
I mean, it was, yeah, it was an experience. I went into enemy territory. Well, no, it's not enemy territory because I'm building bridges over here, you fuckers. But I will say I was trying to keep eye contact, and that was difficult. I don't know if it was because we were over a computer or because his eyes were darting all over the place, but it was a task that did not get conquered.
Did anybody give you any flack for it?
No, actually, no one really did. There was a couple people that were like, this fucking guy playing both sides. And I was like, man, you know what? Like I said, I owe you fuckers nothing except for if you send me money via my Cash App at breakpads.callahan.com. At Cash App.
.eu?
Actually, .eu. Yeah. Please send in euros so I don't have to transfer. Forex
We'll send it in blockchain, pal. It'll be fine.
I don't trust that blockchain. I've never seen the chain. I've never seen the mesh.
Am I the only one that's really uncomfortable about digital currency?
No, I think everyone is. You guys want to hear my yeah, fuck you. You're gonna hear it. Here's my thoughts on NFTs. You guys know what NFTs are, right?
Right.
So
Non-fungible tokens.
yeah, it's a brilliant money laundering scheme, right? So you're telling me that I can go make I can fucking mash two photos together and be like, it's an NFT, look at this. And then I can go on the market anonymously and fucking post it for a crazy amount of money. Then I can take my money from a fucking crypto scam, right? First I got to scam people, crypto scam, and then I go buy my own NFT from myself in bad crypto. Then it's clean crypto. Then I transfer it in, and I got fucking U.S. currency. Tell me I'm wrong.
Can you
Oh
look
my
at CCC's comment real quick? Because CCC's
Yeah, I saw
comment
that.
just really brought me. That one made me smile big.
Yeah. It's pretty grounding.
Oh yeah, fuck me, right? Am I right? Fuck this guy up here. fuck this guy. All right, let me give you guys one more. We're gonna close this down soon, so let me give you guys one more. All right. So just think about it this way: if I get enough subscribers, let's say I get 10,000 subscribers, and I give you guys all, I say, hey, you guys sign up with me and be my subscribers. I'm gonna give you guys 2 locked in bets a week, right? Actually, just 1 locked in bet a week, right? A sports bet, right? Every week I do that, and I give 50%. I give 5,000 one bet, and I give 5,000 the other bet, right? And then the next week I'm gonna have 5,000. They're like, man, this guy's right. I'm gonna come back, and then again I'm gonna give them a free pick, and then I'm gonna have 2,500. I'm gonna do that a few more weeks, right? But then if let's say we count to like 10 weeks, I'll be down to like, let's say like 200 people, right? I got 200 people. Then I say, hey, these people are like, this guy is the motherfucking godsend of sports picking. And I say, send me $200 and I'll give you this week's pick. Well, I've gotten the picks right for the last 10 weeks. Why wouldn't they? I take their money and I'm gone. Tell me that doesn't work. Nothing?
You'd have to go real viral for that to work.
Well, that is what starts here with the chat inheriting said earth.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of respect. Ryan has a cool hustle. How like when he's on panel, he'll have an issue and then he'll go live on his. Like I've never thought about it, but it's kind of brilliant in its inception.
Do they?
I
don't know. No, Ray, I don't know, dude. I think I
don't know about that.
I don't know if you were up there, but I said like I think Ryan is caught in between deciding if he wants to be like, a civil debater or a troll, and then he kind of gets caught in between both, during that shit. Let me put it that way.
Or if he just has like this fixed mindset and he's not able to take into account a number of different possibilities, and he's just like stuck on this one thing and he says it over and over again, over again. There's a word for that.
And
I'm not going to use the
you might
word.
say it one more time after that too.
Yeah. Ray, can I ask you some questions about Orlando?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Okay, so these are some questions I had in the Orlando stream that Ed did that didn't talk about Orlando. So you all did what, like 5-6 catches?
Sid, rapper, shirtless guy, banker, 6.
Okay, so you have 6 catches. They were documented live, and then people were filming them with their phones. Did you guys have any GoPros?
We had a real camera crew there.
Okay. So that maybe just answered my question. This is eventually going to become a produced thing, right? Maybe like the catches. I mean, the easiest thing to say is, are the catches going to be premiered somewhere individually, or are we waiting for like a thing to come out of it?
I don't fucking know.
Well, then what the hell is the camera crew taking? If they're taking footage, like what are they taking footage for?
That's Sam shit. I mean, maybe.
That's Sam. Okay.
Dude, they deleted my first video with Sid, the Indian banker dude. I got a strike. I don't know how to fucking. It's fun. Like I like doing it, but I'm not.
Yeah.
That was quick. Yeah. I think within hours, right? If hours, right?
Yes, it was. Probably within like 4 or 5 hours of the catch. I had a strike on the channel.
And who is that guy? Which one was that?
That was Sid, the Indian banker dude.
Okay, and what reason did they give? Was it like harassment?
Harassment and bullying, I think.
Okay, all right.
No bullying up in here.
Might have been when Christy leaned into his car and wouldn't let him leave. I don't know. Maybe not.
That was pretty gangster. You got to give it to her. That was.
I saw that. I was like, that was a savage move. She like moved her hip. She moved her hip into the car's pathway.
Jay Silly hit me up in the Discord when I told him, I said, hey man, you got an $80,000 fucking Tesla. Why didn't you just call an escort? And he looked at. One guy told me, he's like, because that's illegal. And I'm like, so is meeting children from the internet. That's
oh my God. because it's illegal. Yeah.
It
Okay,
was.
so
It was. Go ahead. Keep going. What else?
no, I mean, I think that's it. I think so. Sam is working on some larger, the potential for a larger thing, or putting it together in some like documentary or some kind of thing, right?
Maybe.
Okay, all right, maybe. Who
There was
knows? We didn't have
you
this
tell me
conversation. Yeah.
you tell me you motherfuckers had a boom guy. You guys had a
No,
sound guy happen.
there was no boom mic. I had a lapel mic on though.
Was anybody fluffing you?
Why do you think JT Colfax got a fucking free trip?
Oh, JT, we're building bridges. Him and I built bridges today.
Bro, I don't care what anybody says. That man is a goddamn American treasure.
Yeah.
He's witty, fun. Yeah, everybody plays a role on YouTube, right? And then I always say that thing like, you wouldn't say this in real life. You wouldn't do this in real life. He was, Sam's good people. JT and I kind of, it was a pretty neat little way that we hit it off. He's a good dude too. Like that's the best way I could describe him. Like he's a good dude. And I haven't always been the biggest fan of him on YouTube, but
actually talking to him today, you know what? I think JT's actually pretty fucking witty.
he's incredibly witty. But he's like low key witty, and especially earlier on in the day before the libations are had, and he's firing on all cylinders. Yeah, the guy's really fucking witty.
It looks like Dean is about to get banned in the chat, but before they are banned, a question that Dean brings forward is, Ray, did you have a makeup person?
No.
Okay. I'm just reading questions from the chat. Let's pull the emotion out of it. It's a good question.
Sorry, I should have put that one up there.
Dude, literally 4 minutes into the catch, you guys had that shit up on Discord with my shoes, you fuckers.
I don't know about this Discord, but that was pretty funny. That I was like,
yeah, we
just
just
the StreamYard
immediately try to tear you down.
It was like, what do you want to use for a thumbnail? I'm like, what would be a good thumbnail? I'm like, oh yeah, those fucking raggedy ass shoes, those chapped ass heels. Can somebody get this guy some what is that shit called? Like
fucking shea butter.
Yeah, shea butter.
Yeah.
God damn it. Some tea tree oil up in this ma.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a cool weekend, man.
Oh,
yeah,
I guess
I mean, it looked great. I also like the stuff that Nunya and her team did with the video around the visit to the Pulse nightclub. I think that was really cool. That was very touching. It was very emotional. It was very real. It was very human. So I don't know if that was like a whim where you decided to pull up on that, or
so
if it was part of the plan,
Sam, we had a house and Christy stayed at a hotel. Sam had Christy and I had JT and Edward in the car, and it was the only failed catch. We were trying to get Scooter Pred, and he decided not to show, right?
Yep.
So we're driving back from like almost out by Daytona, and I see the skyline, and everybody's a little deflated. It was a long day. It was stressful. And JT had just been like such a pleasant dude. I'd never been to the Pulse Memorial. So even for me, like just, it's a piece of history, right? It's a cool, like, not that it's a cool place to see. What happened there is beyond fucking tragic, but I didn't know like what was there, if it was open 24/7, but I'm like, at least we could drive by. And I didn't say anything. So we just, randomly we're driving downtown, and JT's like, my legs are tired. I have to get out. I have to smoke. Where are we going? I'm like, we're like 42 minutes from home. He's like, this is ridiculous. And then I pull over there because Ed loves Dunkin' Donuts and he needs to go to one. So I don't even tell him where we're at. We get out and, you see a mural. And JT's just kind of looking around. I go, JT, look at the sign. He looks up, and the Pulse nightclub sign is still there. And you just kind of got to see him have that. And that's when I did it on Nunya's channel because like I didn't want to like make it a big thing. It's like I didn't want the trolls to get, and everybody was superhuman. Everybody kind of let their better selves show, and he kind of, I don't know, man. It was weird. You know, we all got to watch a 60-year-old gay dude have that experience. And I've talked about it a shit ton on panel. I don't want to beat it up, but it was that was for me, like low key. That might have been my favorite part of the whole trip.
Yeah.
Real.
No, it was cool. I was on Nunya's when you were all there, when it was happening. And yeah, man, that was like a very cool like part of the whole experience. You know, a different part, but it's like behind the scenes, like in between the catches, like, you know, this connection that happened. Yep. And they put together a video for him too, I think.
Yeah, yes. I asked them to do like a super cut, kind of like a digital scrapbook, so he would have something to, you know, something to look back on and kind of remember. And yeah, dude, you see somebody who's, you know, having a little bit of pain or, you know, maybe a few little mental health quips here and there, and like we'd rather drag him into the gates of insanity rather than, he showed everybody, he's a cool dude, man. I like that guy a lot. And, you know, it's most of the time these collaborations, like friendships deteriorate and like, not all the time, but I think everybody came out more friendly than they went in, which is pretty crazy if you think about it.
What'd you guys do for like food and stuff? You guys just cook at the place? You guys out eating and stuff?
Fucking Sam loves Carrabba's. It's like, well, who the fuck goes to Carrabba's?
The fuck is Carrabba's?
What is that?
It's like the Applebee's of Italian food.
Yeah, it's like a chain. Yeah.
Is it like Olive Garden?
We went there multiple times, man. It's
yeah, it is Olive Garden. Yeah, exactly.
I think it's owned by the Outback Group, and they the house was stocked with snacks and shit like that. I got no complaints for the way things were taken care of, but and then we did JT and Edward did like fucking gas station pizza, and I'm not doing that.
I thought JT was he was on
he is now. He is now.
It was after.
Yep.
It was after. Dude, I can do banners on here. This is dope.
Yeah, you can do a banner. You can do a ticker.
This copyright.
Yeah, you got to build out. You got to build out some custom backgrounds, Sam. Tommy. God. And then you'll be set, man.
Do I sound like
he
Sam?
Can't because he's got the ghetto yard stream. Not the. I think you have to have the upgraded one to do the background.
Is that how Chuck Dog's doing it? Is that what you're saying? Like when she does that shit?
I don't fucking know.
No, she uses something else, some kind of plug-in. But like in general, StreamYard, you can do like good like background templates. You know, once you get your groove on, you know, you figure out what kind of vibe you want to set.
I'm gonna be vibing out in here. All right, you fuckers, let's shut it down. I'm already getting this is the bad side, as I'm starting to get fucking Teams messages from my colleagues in goddamn Europe now because I'm on my fucking computer. So fuck me.
We got 12 minutes, man. Do the 1 hour panel. You got 12 minutes.
Okay, all right, yeah, I'm down with that. I'm fuck with that. What else? What other questions I got? What'd you guys do about like? So you had your car, and then what? Do you guys have a rental or something there as well?
Yeah, I brought the SUV that I have, and then Sam had I don't know, some little feminine SUV. It's not even an SUV. It's like the fucking Caitlyn Jenner of SUVs. It's like a station wagon that's on its tippy toes and pretends to be a fucking SUV. Fuck that car.
It's a crossover, Ray.
Like a Subaru Outback.
No, it was fuck, I forget what it was.
Was it a RAV4?
Yeah, a little tiny.
No, it wasn't a RAV4. So yeah, I drove. I typically don't like going places without my vehicle. I don't know why. I just don't.
You have like attachment issues.
Yes.
Yes.
I just if I want to go somewhere, if
Yeah.
you know,
hell
I
yeah.
wasn't sure what to expect going
Have your
down
own
there.
shit.
Like, you say drunk shit?
No, I said you want to have your own shit.
Yes, I do.
You weren't
Yes.
sure if you needed to like bail out. You wanted to have a mechanism to, do that with.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I was not gonna go. Like, we don't need to rehash old shit, but there was so much leading up to that, and it's like
Oh
every
yeah.
day it was just some new. And I was excited, man. Like I've caught a few, but they've all been catches I've decoyed, or like when Cam and I got together, we did like half and half, but they were all pretty much all like 1 day or 2 day, grinder, just like sex addict type catches. The fact that the decoys kind of had some of these folks for like a month, 2 months, phone calls recorded. Like I got to hear these guys' voices and what they say before the catch, and like the one guy sharing with Sabrina that he had nude videos and photos of a 12-year-old girl from it was
Yeah.
a whole nother.
Those are
I mean,
different. I agree.
anybody can be evil for 24 hours. Like, to be evil for 60 days is another animal.
Yeah. Yep. They're not all equal, right?
No, I mean, like, anybody could have like a really bad 12 hours. And, granted, you're still gonna have to pay the consequences for whatever you do wrong in those 12 hours. But these guys for like 60 days, like chronically harassing what they thought were little girls. And
Yeah.
I know Alex and Tommy FM, who's like a lot of the real catchers, have caught a sex offender, and I never understood. I'm always like, why is it any different? Like, every pred is a pred is a pred. And then, like, when I got a chance to talk to a sex offender, I'm like, oh, okay, like now I get it. Like, now I see why it's different.
Yeah. It's like some people, may legitimately be looking to just go out and like have a good party night, and maybe it's a young kid, and they're gonna go for it, versus somebody who sole mission in life is to like fuck with young children,
So
like that's their thing.
when I've decoyed, there's guys that are willing to do stuff knowing that the kid's 14, but I've also decoyed and had guys who get really excited that the kid is 14. Like, I remember the first time I caught a guy, and that's the guy who brought me over to Telegram. And I brought in tech, and it was like on a double encrypted Telegram. Because I needed like someone there to monitor, and I don't know how to do that. I'm not tech savvy enough. And I guess when tech came in, it alerted him that there was whatever happened. The guy just blocked us. He got spooked. But that guy was like super excited about the fact that it was a kid, and he talked about he encourages his 12-year-old son to I don't know, like when you actually decoy people too, like I see now why like T-Coy and the rest of them get like, they take it personal, when I was like, why does everyone have to go to jail? Like, why can't we just scare some of them and hopefully they figure it out? And I don't know, it's just some of those things you don't know it till you go through it. And now looking back, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, like I want every one of these guys to go to jail. It's I don't know, it's different, like doing it, man, being a part of it. It changes your perspective.
Oh, dude, I totally believe that. I can't remember exactly what it was that you guys were talking about something on a panel, but the God's honest truth, I think sometimes people use it against you, but it is true that like I don't have kids, right? So like I do have a different perspective. I'm not like okay for it, but I think it hits me differently than somebody that has kids, especially in that age range. You know what I mean? Like that, I can imagine that's like, I don't know, it builds a little bit of fire, than to your average fucking European empty man that I am over here.
Yeah, and it was yeah, there was a lot of takeaway, and I'm already like beating a dead horse telling the same stories like fucking for the fourth, fifth time. But that the last guy that I caught at the hotel with the green sneakers, there was there was something like satisfying about hunting them down and finding them. You know, like they're trying to play coy, they're trying to be slick. That was my favorite. When I finally got eyes on him, where he was, like on a big hotel pool deck around like 300, 400. I don't know how many people are out there, but just a needle in a haystack, and I was a sniper. I had him in my scope, and it was cool, man.
Yeah, you know what I think is always interesting is I think what at least myself, but probably what others want to learn more about is the logistics. I think the logistics of a meetup is has always been interesting to me. Like I know it can sometimes be as simple as like planning something out. But then other times, like you were talking with that one guy, I can't remember which catch it was this weekend, but the one guy that like switched the location at the last minute and shit like that.
That was a sex offender guy at the casino. Yeah, that was Josh.
Yeah, like just how all that shit goes down with the communication. I mean, it looks like you guys had your shit together with the walkie talkies and shit, but obviously
Dude,
Tech was doing a bunch of shit.
I've told this again. It's probably I don't know. I was actually, this is more for the boys. Like we're having our own little people are just listening, but that was the one where like when I went to get him, I told everybody go radio silence. Like nobody say shit. Nobody say shit. The guy gets over to the gas station. Like I've got him not in the spot that I need him, and Sam comes over the radio. He goes, Visor one. Do you have location? And I cut it off and
Visor one.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, we had call signs. JT Colfax was Cocaine Bear.
What you said? Visor one. What? We have eyes on him?
Do you have eyes on him? And so like all of a sudden now the Pred hears the radio. He probably thinks it's the cops, and I just clicked it over. I go. Psh. I was like, yeah, we got culinary, because we're next door to the casino. I was like, yeah, we have UGK culinary delivery, second floor, garage 2, bay 3. I said I came down to Wawa to get coffee, but they were too busy. I'm at Mobile. If I said I'm gonna grab this, can somebody else let them through? If not, I'll be back in 5 minutes. So if you watch the interview, the guy, when I said like, were you scared it was a cop? He goes, no, I just thought it was someone doing deliveries for the casino. So I was kind of proud of the fact that I was able to.
Were you wearing a visor on that catch?
I was not.
Okay, that might have fucked the whole thing up.
Yeah,
if he'd heard
throwing them all off.
Visor one, and he's like, this guy's wearing a visor. What the hell's going on?
Oh, yeah, funny shit.
Yeah, there was. I mean, dude, like I've only done shit before this weekend. I've done 16 catches, and like 6 of those were with Cam. Like, I'm not exactly the most experienced guy, and neither Sam nor Ed nor Christy had ever been on one. And JT, he rode shotgun with Constantine for one and with Kevin for another. Nobody really knew what they were doing. We just somehow managed to figure it out.
I will say you were talking about it the other, maybe it was today or yesterday. I don't know, but everything meshes together. But I've always thought about like I wouldn't be able to do it. I think I may be able to tag along for a catch, right? Maybe, but it's always popped in my head about like I would always be like, man, are we about to do something super fucking illegal? Like it's the same joke fucking bad guy makes about Musa, right? Where like when Musa goes on catches, you don't know if it's either going to be him or the Pred getting fucking arrested. Like that shit would get me. Yeah, it would get me fucking nervous.
Dude, that was always the part that sketched me out the most, was like approaching the Pred. Like, is this illegal? Am I harassed? Like, I did one with Jay and Alex were in Orlando, and I got to tag along one with them. And I remember, like, I was like, something about this feels incredibly illegal. Like,
exactly.
I don't know why.
You know what the other funny one is too is the explanation to the cops when like and I would say I'd love to run some data on this, but it's typically like they start off with talking about like being an online catcher person, and then they're like when they don't pick it up they're like, well, like Chris Hansen, and then if they don't pick that up they're like
they always like, bring it up. Yeah. Chris Hansen. They're like, Chris Hansen.
Well, like, the cops always have the same question. They're like, so They're like, is there a 13-year-old? I'm like, I'm the 13-year-old. They're like, you're the 13-year-old. I'm like, I'm the 13-year-old. And like, oh, so this is, and that's where, I mean, we're probably actually getting to the point now where there's going to be cops young enough that they don't know what To Catch a Predator was.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've told, I said this to Cam, and imagine being a cop on the force for 19 and a half years. You're retiring in 3 months. You think you've seen everything that there is to see. Dead bodies, missing limbs, fucking kidnapped hookers, bank robberies, fentanyl overdoses, rushing kids to the hospital because they're choking. And they're like, yeah, we got a group of people from YouTube. One of them was allegedly involved with John Benet Ramsey, another guy in a visor, and
Yeah.
they did some sort of internet sting. They're at Walmart, and I don't know. And there was a dude from Detroit who just started popping people's tires. Like it's a really complex idea to unpack to a cop.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta. Well, then shout out to Chris Hansen for making it easy. Like the new generations, they're gonna have to be like, they're gonna have to make a whole explanation about like that show. What would you do? And then say, well, imagine and what would you do that if this happened, then this happened. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna have to really connect the dots there. To Catch a Predator
Dude,
was the easy way out.
Anxiety War got me out of a jam, and I never met the guy and I never talked to him. But like a year and a half ago, it was the predator that I caught that pretended not to speak. We had a live decoy, and he was talking English in the car to the decoy. And then when I exposed him, he's like, "Lo siento, pero no se hablo." Like he started speaking, and I speak enough to, have. And well, either way, long story short, the decoy gets the signal to call the cops, and he told the cops that there was someone there actively trying to sexually assault a 13-year-old boy. So the cops showed up 9 deep, not knowing that it was like a sting or a setup. So they're like legit. So they show up all heightened up, and I cut the live because I don't know what the like. Now I know, just always keep filming. As soon as the cops came up, I just killed the live, and I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely going to jail. I'm definitely going to jail. The female sergeant there, I guess Anxiety Ward does like it's like one of those hospital like the Heartwave things is his logo. And she had his bumper sticker on her gear bag, or his decal on the gear bag. And
wow,
she was like, yeah, I like what you guys do. Just do it better. And I'm like, I will try. But yeah, he called in an active sexual assault of a child, which, I mean, if you want them there fast, that's like, fuck. I mean, it's a hack, but I wouldn't recommend it.
No,
no,
it's really drawing away resources from real situations that are actually happening. So yeah, probably not a good choice. I have like one quick reflection, and then I have another question for you, Ray, and then we're coming up on time here. But it's not my panel; it's Tommy Boy's panel.
No, we are
so
on time.
My reflection is that like it's a quick one. It's and I'm guilty. I've not always done this, but T-Coy put out all of the calls with the dude that you guys caught. The RSO, maybe just before or just after the catch. But it's interesting to like spend some time if the decoys are like putting that stuff out, like listen to it, and then the catch has a whole different context to it. You can get a lot from the catch, but if you can pick up on some of the calls and communication, it's a totally different experience, and it also shows you how the decoys obviously
well because when that predator thinks that they're talking to a child like that, when they tell you I wasn't going to do nothing, I didn't mean anything, those phone calls will tell you exactly how they would communicate with kid, and it hits differently.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, did you not hear all the stuff that you said that was recorded and put on YouTube?
Yeah, and I thought all the catches went pretty decent, but I went back and watched that one with the RSO, and that was I was proud of my work on that one. Like I felt like I dismantled. I broke that guy down.
Oh, dude, and we talked about this last night, but yeah, he was not going to go down easy, and you did. You took him down, and he was a fucking scumbag. And then the question for you, Ray, I don't know if this is the right like framing for it, but so all this drama going into the weekend, right? All the whatever shit that happened, you can't change it. It happened. And then here you are, you're driving down to Orlando, you have no idea what to expect. So on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being it like blew your expectations out the door, 1 being I'm never gonna fucking talk to these people again. Like how did that like sort out for you?
I love the experience. Um, there really wasn't a lot of downtime. So like anyone who thinks we're like partying and vacation, like, we had a couple of cocktails each night by the pool, kind of recapping the day, but there was no golf. I didn't go to the gym once. Food was, I wasn't exactly like eating healthy like I normally. The interviews, I could tell I was mentally fried by the last guy at the last day. Like I didn't have the patience that I normally do. I don't know. You asking me how enjoyable it was, or like how would I grade it as a success?
Not
What's the question?
enjoyable, but you're like what you thought, like at the moment where you're like, hey, this thing might happen. We're gonna go and catch a bunch of predators, and then matching that with like what your experience was, right? And maybe on the level of like it being a total shit show, or like, yeah, I would do this again, but change a couple things.
Well, I mean, the people go and change twice. Fucking recorded phone call gate was kind of that was not a great time for anybody. Then, Cam and I actually we reconciled our differences and we did a catch together, just didn't go great. Then Sam had his coming out party on pulling it felt like and I enjoy fun fuckery, but I don't like dragging people like that. Anyone who knows me well enough, that's not my jam.
Yep.
And some people do, but like I I knew I really liked like confronting child predators, but I fell in love with it this weekend. Like that's why I'll come up on Tommy's panel, and like I dipped in on Ed's for like 4 minutes, but I would probably rather decoy and catch like I'll talk to you guys all like I'll never stop doing this, but and I thought I saw some comments earlier today like subpar interview. You can't please everybody. That's one thing I'm starting to learn on YouTube. It doesn't matter. Like, Alex has haters, Tommy has haters, like everybody. Like just whenever you're on the internet, somebody's gonna hate what you do. And
yeah, that was. I mean, I
no.
saw those comments too. That was a serious troll that I had never seen before, and they were just trying to drag you. I mean, I don't think. I mean, the average person that you would ask here would say that they were not subpar interviews. Just so you know, I know you know that, but like that was a troll, and they were trying to like wedge their way in to fucking make you doubt yourself. But I thought the fucking interviews were outstanding, and I think a lot of other people feel the same way. So
yeah, absolutely. Get the fuck out of here. Don't let that shit get to you.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Is I came to grips on I'm always like, oh, you can please everybody, you can be nice to everyone, and everyone will play nice. And I'm not going to go bad guy on everyone and just say fuck everybody. But it's like if you try to do the right thing and you do your best and people don't like it, it's like, all right, man, like that's cool. Just talk about it in the chat and keep it moving. Like, see ya.
Yeah. That's why I like being up here. Sometimes I like fucking around with that chat, but sometimes, it's just nice to be up here and keep the fucking eyes off of that. Although I like highlighting these fucking comments and being the master of my own domain with this sort of shit or this shit. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and I was on the like I'll talk about it with you guys, at least what I know about it. Like when the news broke after everything that went down with like the changing of the people, like the fraudulent persecution of PHI, like none of that shit was true. Penny Ortiz she's dishonest. JT Colfax is a better person to me than Penny Ortiz. Like Penny Ortiz never reached out to me to apologize, being like, hey, I hung you out there to dry. Like I have nothing for that woman. I don't wish her any ill will, but so like you had Pennygate, they shit on PHI and she got her revenge, which nobody can blame her for. She needed she deserved it to be vindicated. Then you had Cam recording the phone call and you had Sam just trolling Tommy, like, and I'm, the trip was important to me. Like I was like, I get to play real catcher for a weekend, and then on the way down there, that news breaks. And, of course I would have liked to have known, beforehand. It's not a good look. But I'm also not gonna, he's not a suspect. It was, and if lawyers are telling him not to, either way, it's not the charge. It I'm not saying I would have made a different decision, but it wasn't really my decision. And it's, if anybody goes back and listens to what I say, it's, it's funny. You guys heard me. People were giving me shit because I said you can't blame Tommy for what his brother did, and then everybody on our side, like everybody's like, I think there's an account out there called "I Love My Chomo Brother." It's like it's Tommy's adopted brother, right? It's not Tom. Like, just leave. Why? I think I made a comment with JT when I was drunk at the gay bar where I'm like, it's like hating Hitler's grandson, because of who he fucking derived from. Yeah, it sucked and it was uncomfortable, and the truth, if anything does come of it, like that's gonna be what happens. But I never I never looked up Tommy's everybody's like delinquency of a minor, this, that, that. I'm like, I don't know, just let people breathe, man. Like, I just don't get it. I don't understand and I'm not talking about the Ed thing. I'm just everything against Tommy, everything, like, I don't know. But yeah, you were asking, like, it was just beset by fuckery at all. And I even the day of when I drove down there, like, I still had the thought of like, I'm not going. But I went, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah, there was a lot of shit. What the fucking noise that is. Good
And,
lord.
I can't imagine how I would feel if, and I'm hoping, dude, I'm like, I made a comment too, like when people said Tommy filmed stuff with the GoPro. I made the argument of how, like, somebody could think that would be the right decision, right? Like, you think that the predator is going to delete everything, and on that on the fly quick thinking impulse, like, can you guys understand, like, maybe a rational minded person could think that's the best thing to do, or no?
Oh, dude, yeah, no, I'm not gonna hold anybody. Like, I have no idea how I would react to any of that shit. Honestly, it wasn't. It wasn't
Dude,
until.
if me and you were on a couch together, and a guy has horrible pictures of children, and that if we leave he's going to destroy the phone, would you try to take a picture? Like, I'm not saying I would or I wouldn't. Like, obviously now I know not to because other people have made the mistake. But I'm just saying I made the argument how a rational minded person could think that that's like what you have to do to not let this guy get away with it. And I don't know. I just don't want to talk about it. And, I'm pretty sure most people here have been arrested, and I've never looked up anybody's fucking arrest records.
I'm clean as a whistle, for the record. Actually, I got pulled over once when I was like 16.
That's
Not that I have. Not that I have any problems with that. With What you got, Ray?
You got somebody asking for the link real quick.
Oh, do we? Who
Yep.
we got here?
Donovan's awfully quiet. Donovan's like online trying to scrub his record or something.
Yeah.
Where do I do?
You can
where do I
look
do
my
this?
record up. I don't.
What up, Donovan?
Where do I do this
Not
again?
much. I'm just listening.
Oh,
Man.
invite.
You go down to guests, click copy, and then post comment in the chat.
I got it, and I can just do it in this chat.
Right?
It's Ryan. Here we go, there, pal. I said I wasn't gonna not let anybody up. Come on up, but we're closing this out soon. I gotta be at the office super fucking early tomorrow. So, but we will let the dude up because I did say I don't have any problems chopping it up here. So come on up, guy.
You didn't message me on Instagram, Ryan.
I'm gonna add him. We just say something, Ryan.
Yeah, am I here?
All right, cool.
Yeah, not Ray. I messaged Tommy Boy.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know we were friends on.
I just searched it. I think I don't know.
Okay. Well, what's up? What is it?
Well, so just a correction to make. That you said that the case wasn't open, and it says that it's open.
Oh, no, well, I understand that. I understand that that document says that it's open, but there's no date that's specifically tied to that document, Ryan.
Yeah, there is.
Can we agree on that?
No.
Where's the date on that document?
What do you mean? There's 2 dates of when it happened. It's an
I know,
incident
but that's
report.
no, I know, but that's when it happened. When was that issued, right?
What do you mean when it
Issued
was
in-
issued?
When was that document issued? Just because the dates are of the incident and of the when the search warrant was executed doesn't mean that that was written yesterday, correct?
Yeah, when I'm saying issued, I mean someone got the document, so they
Yeah,
wouldn't
but they
make
didn't.
another document.
Okay, but when they request the document, Ryan, they're not like, okay, we'll write this one up for you and it'll be current to right now. That document is a living document. I'm not saying it's not open or it's not closed. I'm just saying that document is not pointing to it to confirming that it is open. I think we can both agree on that. That
No, I
document
mean
could
from what I
be
know, that's the latest.
that we have no idea when that. I know, but from what you know, you're speculating, you're assuming, and I think that's fine. I'm just saying that from what we both know, that document could have been written 2 days ago, or it could have been written 2 years ago.
I guess technically I could FOIA it, and then there could be like a document out now in theory. But I
Well,
mean,
I would
from what
just
I
say,
know, that was the latest document researched.
no, I understand that. I'm just saying that, like, in my world and in corporate world, like, you need, the reason why you initial each page and you have dates on contracts, right? Is because,
A
it's
contract's actually not allowed to be legally executed without a date.
yeah. So I'm just saying that, like, those are things that I'm looking for on there when I'm looking for those things. Am I saying that it's opened or closed? I'm not. I'm purely just going simply off of what is, what is present and what is not. Let me put it that way.
Well, if you look up the case, and they wouldn't
I
give
did.
you an outdated document.
I did look up the case, and I could not
Okay,
find
so
anything off that incident report or the warrant numbers that is in the arrest affidavit.
so did you find a new incident report or a new document saying that it's closed?
I did not know. I did not.
So the most recent document says it's open.
Well, I don't know if that's the most recent document. You know what I
I thought you
mean?
said you looked into the case.
I mean, if you really want to make that argument, I think the better argument would be the letter from the Attorney General's office that says that it's open. But I also don't know where that letter was. It was kind of a screenshot letter. But if you could get that letter, and if you could have
No, I've
if there
seen
was
that.
a date, if there was a date on that letter, right? Like, typically, if the Attorney General is if they're gonna email you, they're gonna email
Yep.
you. And then that, yes, that I would have more conviction with that if that letter was dated,
Yeah,
sent
so
to
actually,
whoever.
I got it from Predator Catcher News and Drama, and they showed me where they got the letter in that correspondence between the Attorney General's office, but it shows who they got it from, so she wanted to redact that. But yeah, I've seen that.
Well, I haven't seen it. I'm more than happy to, take a look
Yeah.
at it if you want to send it over my way. But that, if you're looking for in terms of a date and solidifying that it's still an open case, I think that's the better route to go to solidify that statement. Yes, I would think is the letter between the Attorney General, and typically I think any communication with them, they're going to make sure they have a date on there.
Yeah.
I don't think Ed's challenging the fact that it's an open case. I haven't heard him say that. Right?
No, I don't think he is either. I don't think he is. No, I don't think he is.
Right.
Yeah, he said it's open. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Ryan, I think you're how do I want to say, hopefully we grow as panel people. I hope you smash that subscribe button and the like button for me. But I'm a pretty level-headed guy, and try to do things just based on facts and reason. And
Well,
you know,
you
if
said,
you
I said the case was open, and that document shows the case is open. So that's not basing anything off of anything other than a legal document.
I think what he's saying, Ryan, is like if you submit the FOIA request, and let's say I do, and I'm speculating just like we all are, and they print it up today. If something is not open 3 or 4 weeks, the paper that I would have to show, it's like if we went to buy a planner or a calendar, they might still have some 2022s on the shelf. I think that's kind of where, I'm not speaking for him, but I think that's what Tommy Boy's trying to say.
that's
Yeah,
exactly
so
what I'm saying.
demonstrating that was recently accessed. I can get that. I just want to make sure it's I can access that. I can do that.
What I would say is if you can get that, because it's even more so, because even in that's what I was going at with in terms of the incident report, right? Is if you look at that report, there's no signature, there's no reference to an officer, who made that specific report, not even like a badge number, right? However, and to help, not to help, I'm not saying like you need help, but what I would think would hold better weight in terms of making the argument that the case is still open is that that if I remember the video kind of scrolling through and it appeared to be direct correspondence, and what I mean is that they were replying to who was ever requesting the public records, to them, responding back to them. Obviously you can block out all names and stuff of that, but even if it's
that.
Yeah, that in that case, then yes, because that's what I'm trying to get at there, Ryan, is that I'm not trying to silence you or say, like, trust me, you got to give me a bit of credit here, dude. I jumped onto Cap's panel the day it happened, right? So I was just as concerned as you were about it, and not to say that I'm not concerned anymore, right? I think tonight's panel helped a bit, but yeah, I'm more than happy. I think that to kind of close that one out, I think that would be, that would be what I want to see from that side. And what I think, I got some, not friends, but some people that I do respect that are pretty cool attorneys on YouTube that are like actual YouTube attorneys that I kind of want to reach out to as well and just kind of see what their thoughts are on the whole incident report versus investigation and things like that. And Ryan, you may be a better one. I don't want to put him on blast, but I do really like this dude, so I'll put his name out there. But it's Merb. He is. Is it legit to just put his thing out on the right? That's cool because I'm just hyping him up, right? To put his channel out there.
It's your channel, man.
So yeah, this is the guy here, and I really like this dude, like, a lot. He kind of seems like me, pretty just kind of straight shooter guy, kind of goes by facts. He's kind of involved in the whole like Chile de Castro thing like that. I think it would be interesting to get his take. I think he's pretty smart when it comes to this sort of stuff. So yeah, that was the guy that I was going to reach out to because I don't know this stuff. And I think there's a lot of complexities that goes from state to state. I even think times it goes from county to county as well too. So, but you're always welcome to up here and I'll hop over on yours. I'm all about civil discourse and hashing things out. And if anything, I don't know if you saw.
I've also had the unpopular opinion in the past of saying, and I'm not saying I mean, dear God, I pray to God that, nothing comes of this and that it's really just a bunch of fuckery. I think that's what we're all hoping. But I've said in the past that I would bring a predator on a catch. I've actually told 2 guys that I caught, I would love for you, to figure out a way that you could turn your, compulsion into activism. And, you could talk about whatever you want, my man. But it's just I feel like every panel I was also the one saying like, can we please stop talking about Thaa? And it's I just feel like every panel is getting monopolized with the same. You know, the decoys and I got a registered sex offender, a senior level banker, a SoundCloud rapper, a real estate brokerage owner, and most of those guys are hopefully going to do you. His court date's coming up pretty soon. You do you not trust the legal system to do its due diligence?
I mean, yeah, I do. I mean, but I think all my case was, all I was saying, like my singular point was that this is information implicating it in a child porn matter, which is a very serious issue and to be concerned about. So I always stayed in integrity with my claims, and I never said that I was going further than anything that, or nothing more or less than based on the information that I had. So
Yeah,
like, I never said
I
you
don't think
guilty, and you
anyone's
said you.
I don't think anybody's disagreeing, but it's just I feel, and it's not just you. It's like everywhere I go, every space, like that's what's being talked about, and it's the same shit. Like with, I don't know, I trust the legal system. I decoy these guys, I catch them, like I believe them to be guilty. So maybe I'm being hypocritical. Like, who knows? But
Yeah, I mean, to be clearly, this isn't like this wasn't like a witch hunt to Ed. It's like when I learned about it, I was genuinely shocked. Like I didn't, like I knew he was struggling with like a meth charge, which I didn't care about. But when I saw that, I was like concerned. And then when I really looked into it, I kind of just noticed it was. I guess I kind of do have a reaction when I just see like a very serious issue being like people turning a blind eye to it, like Locksmith.
I don't think people are turning a blind eye. I think people are like counting on the
Locksmith
legal system to
Yeah.
do what it's going to
yeah,
do.
it's not.
Well,
It's
I
not
mean,
like we have to
wait and
get
see what
police
happens.
involvement. It's not like we have to get police involvement. Like the police are already involved. Like it's in transit. It's going there. Like there's nothing we can. If we do
Yeah.
anything, it's basically like we're just covering the Murdoch trials. Like we're just journalists at that point. There's really no.
Yeah,
There's
Right.
no detective work.
well, I'm not saying there's any implied detective work, but I'm basically saying that you would have to be objective. That even if Ed is, someone we know is like that, we would still have rightful concern. We wouldn't just turn a blind eye, because
But I don't
he
think anybody
helped
is
him.
though.
I
I
think
think people.
Locksmith is. I think Locksmith is.
Well, Locksmith
Listen,
is not on this panel though, so
listen. Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
Ryan,
don't necessarily think anyone on this panel is necessarily turning a blind eye, but I do think like people like Locksmith are, like, because he was literally denying that he was a suspect. He's denying the situation and saying things like, "I really don't know," and all that, and that's
So
what I kind of get pissed off of. I'm not gonna lie.
Somebody a lot smarter than me, and it's not even an Ed fan. It's somebody wrote me privately that if you do decoy work and like some of the OC, and I'm not saying this would happen at all. That's not what I'm saying. But if a pred sent you like CP, that could potentially red flag you. And the other thing too, man, I wouldn't put it past the way that people hate each other here. I would not put it past somebody to like make an anonymous tip against someone that they hate, that they have CP. And like I said, pal, trust me, it's a horrible look. No one's saying it's not, but the guy's gonna have to. I'm fairly certain that all he has is a drug charge that he's being charged with. I don't think he's being charged with.
I never said he was. Yeah.
No, buddy, I didn't say.
Okay.
I'm just speaking out loud because I haven't really. I never read Tommy's shit about the delinquency of a minor, or when people gave Tom shit about being on methadone. I was like, even if he is, what's that, Ryan?
Oh yeah, me neither. Like I actually have not seen anything about the what's it called? Something of a minor charge. I totally don't know, and I admit that.
Contributing to the delinquency. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
dude, maybe he was 20 and he got beer for his buddy who was 18, and we're gonna sit there and we're gonna like we've all
yeah,
done shit
but
like that.
but in all fairness, that's not an incident report. Those are actual charges that were filed against Tommy.
No. What I'm saying is, I never looked into like they're 15 years ago. It's like
Right,
people
but these
can.
I agree, but these are like not apple. This is not an apples to apples comparison.
And
I think that the
nobody should care
idea
about
or the concept,
methadone either.
yeah, right.
I
But
have a friend that got arrested in high school for assault with a deadly missile. Do you know what he did?
What?
He threw a fucking package of cookies at somebody's head in the cafeteria, and the
Oh,
charge he got
God.
hit with was assault with a deadly missile, or not a
Yeah.
deadly, like assault with a missile or something like that.
Oh fuck! I just bought.
Missile sounds such an awkward way of saying missile. It's like, why is it called missile? I never knew that. Is that the?
I don't know.
Like,
Tommy's in England. That's how they say it over there. We're gonna go to the theater, right, Tommy boy?
Get fucked. We're shutting
Theater?
this thing down. We're just about to hit 1:30. But in
Can
closing,
we
Ryan,
talk about something positive instead of?
No, we are. I'm going to close this up with something positive. But listen, Ryan. If you go back and listen to Cap Stream, I was probably the first panel that I lost my shit on. Not lost my shit, but I got a bit triggered with Christy and saying she was going to write shit down and stuff like that. I am a guy. We live in a most of the time, not all the time, you guys do live in a country where the freedom of speech and dialogue is allowed, right? And I'm never going to pursue shutting that down, right? I think people have their spaces and they can do their own thing. You have a big following. You obviously have the platform to do it. And so I if anything, where I've truly been kind of disgusted by this is actually not really on Ed's side. It's more so on the cultishness that I've seen on both sides of the aisle, and the jumping to conclusions.
And they did that. They did that to Tommy's brother. That's when I was with JT. I said, when you live by the sword, you die by the sword. It's revenge is she's a tricky mistress, and people gotta sleep in the bed that they make. But I do want to ask you guys this, that, and everyone in the chat. Would anyone have a problem if somebody who got caught decided that they want to catch predators instead of like look for kids? Would anyone have an issue with it?
yes,
I think
I
would. Yeah.
I wouldn't.
I would.
You wouldn't.
It
That's-
depends on what they got
I believe
caught
I believe in rehabilitation.
Not
But
a
obviously-
sex offender. I'm talking like a 25-year-old kid who I'm not talking about the guys who get excited that they're children. I'm talking about a pervert and a creep who realizes what he did could have fucking horribly damaged somebody. And he's like, you know what, rather than be the problem, I want to help.
At the surface level, I say no. If maybe there was some really tight not restrictions, but kind of stepping stones to get there in terms of rehabilitation, and then restrictions around exactly what they were doing, how they were doing it, how they were involved, then maybe I would consider it. But at the surface level, I think it's pretty easy for me to say, listen, we got enough people that are willing to aid in this movement. And
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever trust them again.
So there would be a lot of issues with that. Like a big issue is some sometimes, and hasn't happened to me, but a predator catcher could potentially receive CP, right? And we would want a person that's caught trying to commit a sex crime against a child to be put in a position where they would receive CP. No, I wouldn't support that. And
Do you not believe that people could change?
not them, because sex offenders are inherently unrehabilitatable according to studies. They're called personality disorders. Not them. No.
And that's what I'm saying. That's really quick, my man. You're sex offenders and hebephile. I do think there are some people who they'll just take whatever they can get. It's like coming home drunk, reaching in the fridge. And those people need to be put on blast. And if police can arrest them, they need to be held accountable. But I think there's a difference between sex addiction and low morals and true compulsion for children. I do believe those are two separate. And I've seen them both in the work that we do. Would you agree with that?
I totally agree.
No.
I totally agree with that, man. I think it's complex, and it's really easy to kind of push a blanket narrative around the whole thing. But I think every case is different, and I think there are people that made a really stupid decision one night versus people that are like long time, lifelong child predators. I think they're two different things, and I don't think it's fair to categorize them in the same box. That's me though.
So I don't believe in the settling argument at all, where like because they can't get like a woman, they'll go for like a girl or I don't believe that at all. Like because if the settling argument doesn't make sense, because it's like if they like you don't settle for something you're not attracted to, so it's like that would kind of mean that they're to some degree attracted to children and thus have tendencies that can't be fixed. So that makes them a danger inherently.
So Tell is asking me what's my motive on that, and it's not a motive, and it's not something I necessarily want to do. I just said I'd be open to it. It's it's like the murderer who becomes a mentor and an imam in prison. That's the whole, like, not even rehabilitation, but I do think that people can be reformed. I wouldn't support them doing it by themselves, and I wouldn't support them doing the decoy work. I would just like them to go see what's done and, maybe talk to survivors and realize the implications. Like, I don't know. I don't have it's not like a well thought out idea. I do think that some of what we do could potentially, help to, I think it could help.
I mean, maybe in an extremely limited way, but not fully.
No, I'm not saying go be a catcher or go do the deal. I'm saying, like, come along on one, like, watch it happen. That's all. That's what I'm.
Yeah. I mean, I guess
that's pretty much what I'm not telling them to go be a catcher. I'm not telling them to go be a decoy. I would like to bring. Who do we just lose?
FCC. So I just as a thing, yeah, I just officially had to block my first person. So yeah, that's something I guess I should just say is that I ain't gonna put up with any sort of fucking doxing or passive aggressive or fucking low handed doxing, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So yeah, I'll probably next stream I'll bring up some or put up some mods so that shit gets taken care of. But yeah, that's I had to get that taken care of. Apologize. And get that shit out of here. Like, if you guys got to be doxing people, dude, like, that's the fucked. I know. Hopefully, the 23 people in here all know that, I think are mostly, good-hearted, fucking good-souled people. But that shit is the bane of the fucking earth, and that's one of the things I won't stand for. So, sorry. Continue.
Yeah, what Cat Eye says. Like, I think there's a difference between a pervert and like a legit predator, and what Edward's saying there is, that's what I'm saying. Like, the warrant was for Edward's brother's residence. It was not for, as far as I know, like, it was not for Edward. It was for Edward's brother's residence. If I was at Donovan's house and there was a search warrant for something and I just happen to be there, I just don't want to pass judgment on something that I don't know anything about. And
the whole thing is that nobody really knows anything. I mean, like, there are these documents that are out, but I mean, there's no, like, there's no physical proof where you can show, oh, okay, well, this is what they said. This is, I mean, all the discovery and everything, that's all, that's hidden right now. So nobody knows anything.
Yeah, and if he's in an ongoing investigation, or like if he's got his charges that he has talked about, if his lawyer says don't say anything, and people demand answers,
any good lawyer would say that. I mean,
and that's all I'm saying is I would say I would have given the same grace to and Canadian royalty's such a dick.
Well, it's like, do you really believe though that he found out at the same time as all of us, really, like in a YouTube video? Like, he just didn't know that he was a suspect in child porn investigation?
That's what he said.
I mean,
so,
but that's
do you
kind
have
of
anything to dispute that? You might not believe it.
I don't have something tangible or factual, but it's hard to believe that he found out
that's the whole
in a
thing,
YouTube
though. Is
video.
that, I mean, you have to have facts. You can have your, everybody can have their what they want to believe or what they believe, but I mean, you really
Yeah,
don't know.
I mean, but like, think about what I'm telling you. Like, he has a lawyer for this case, and he found out that he's a suspect in investigation through a YouTube video someone else made. I guess that's in the realm of speculation, but I mean, is it really?
I mean, like I said, you don't know exactly. Who
Okay.
knows when the last, that's the whole thing, is that you don't know. I don't know. And, I mean, you can't accuse him of, whatever, unless, you actually knew the facts, and you don't, and we don't know the facts.
Yeah, I mean, now I will stick to that. It didn't say anything beyond what was presented, but
Yeah, you can speculate, and that's okay. Everybody can speculate. That's fine. But, it's all speculation. That's what it is.
and Sam said, CBB Sam, he literally said that he is not concerned at all. And the only thing that he was concerned about is the constitutionality of the search, which would be surprising. I think that that it should be concerning information. That someone certainly anyone I know, if I found out they were a suspect,
Nobody
that
said
would
it's
be
not concerning, though. You keep saying
Sam
that.
did. Well, no, Sam
Nobody said
actually
that.
did.
I don't think that there's, and again, I'm speculating. I don't think that there's any way that if it's 3 years, there's no charges, and the way that I would be fucking shocked if anybody in this community that actually tried to put in work turned out to be that. Like, I can't imagine somebody would want to be in this unless they're a total fucking Dexter sociopath.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
There are people like that, but I don't.
I think there were two that we found out. Like, one, I don't know if he sexually abused them, but I think he beat up autistic kids. Can somebody tell me that guy's name?
Hebrew.
No, not Hebrew. There was another guy. He was like a teacher.
Oh, I forget the name.
Cook. Nick Cook's the one who kind of outed him.
I know what you're talking about. Brian.
Well, not Nick Cook. It was Bryden.
No, his name is like Brian something, the teacher.
Right. No, but Bryden M is the one that exposed. I think him and Lisa were the ones that exposed. If anyone in the chat remembers that, please. Do you know what I'm talking about, Tommy Boy? Or no?
Yeah, Brian Bowman. Yeah.
Brian Bowman. Yeah, that's. But I mean, I don't think Brian Bowman did any work in the community. He hid here, and then there was, I guess, Jeep Man. Was another man. Like, that's what I'm saying is I don't think that there's any way possible that. Again, I don't think that there's any way possible that Edward has any desire or inclination, just like I don't think Tommy did, even if he did take those pictures to try to save evidence, which I guess but I can't imagine somebody would want to do this work. And
cannot learn about predator catchers and how they gather information. Would it be beneficial, the information that we discuss, for predators that we catch?
No.
Isn't it literally you wouldn't want to be? Have you ever heard of the saying, "Keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer"? I'm just saying the argument of it.
I don't think so. I think they might watch from afar.
Okay, but the idea that a predator wouldn't be interested in information about people.
I definitely think that they watch some of our stuff, but I hope not, and I pray to God not, and I don't believe that.
Yeah.
I don't think any of them would actually be involved. I think if they did anything, they would watch from afar. And
I don't know about that, but yeah.
Actually, the only one that even comes to mind is Dapp's, the kid that worked with Dapp. Didn't even work with Dapp. He just went on catches with Dapp.
Travis, yeah.
That's all. And he's going to go to court. He's going to face his charges. And
No, he's actually
You know,
not. No court. Michigan
no,
doesn't care.
I'm talking about Edward, Ryan.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was making a point about Travis.
Yeah. So yeah, and I think you just highlighted this last one too. Is that this is actually why I was going back in terms of it kind of sounded like I was putting Ed on the spot when I was asking him about specifically about his charges, but even Telly here, probably because he's a fucking fucking Aussie over there. They're not too smart down there. The lack of water, but is that the thing he missed here is that there has been a charge. That's the big caveat there. Is there has been a charge, and that charge is related to drugs, and so that's kind of where it goes back to Jay Silly. God love him, I love him, but that's where it's tough for me to kind of connect the whole COVID thing and it being too long, or it getting pressed out because of that. Because I don't know. I don't foresee how you can expedite a drug charge. I guess you can make the argument of maybe the complexity in terms of electronic devices, but they were clearly popping out those electronic devices and purging everything that they could out of them when they were doing the cases in 2018, 2019. So yeah, but anyways, gentlemen, we went way too over. We're a $1:45 in. Regardless or not, I think I think it was a good conversation on both panels tonight. I got a lot more of a response from Ed that I was looking for. I'm not going to say I'm 100% on one side, and I probably will never until that stuff comes out. But it could be years until it gets settled, right? But I appreciate him letting me up, Ryan. I appreciate you being vocal about it. I about lost my shit on Christy for telling me she was going to take notes just for having a dialogue about it. And that's the sort of shit that I do want to start my channel up for, because I'm happy to have those discussions. On the other side of the three-way fence is that I do see where Ray's coming from on, it can get dragged out, or not dragged out. Let me say it can tread water, right? At a certain point, I think we get to a point where we're treading water, and there's only so much that we're going to be able to access on open investigations, right? And we're going to have to kind of, I don't want to say leave it at that, but find a common ground and wait out the system,
Yeah, I mean,
but yeah, Brian, I appreciate you having you up. Anybody, you guys have got any closing words before I nuke this thing?
I might go live for like an hour.
All right, cool. All right, well, let me leave you with this, guys. Alexa, play Closing Time on Spotify.
Closing Time by Semisonic from Spotify.
Well, fellas, it's been
Alexa,
a long one.
tell me Tommy Boy's social security number.
It's been a great one. Fucking
Alexa,
array.
tell me Tommy Boy's web search history.
I'm in my AirPods because that's what I do, and I don't wear clogs like Ray. But I love this community. I love the jabrones up on the panel. I love my subs, and I love the non-subs. It's been a long night. We got a week ahead of us, people. And, just try to be a little bit better of a person than you were today, tomorrow. Love you. Take care. We out.
Yes.